Yo, what up, everyone? It's your boy Shady C here with your full Royal Rumble review. Now, unlike most people on YouTube, I don't make notes. I go completely off on memory. So, if I miss anything, comment down below what I missed, and I'll type my opinion in the reply. But anyways, I thought it was what made this Royal Rumble terrible was the fact that it had so much promise. I would say out of the past 5 years, maybe 10, it had the most promise and failed the hardest. See, a lot of Rumbles don't have a whole lot going on for it, so you're not really expecting a whole lot, and you really basically get what you're expecting, which is not much. This Royal Rumble had a lot of promise behind it. I'm glad that the club won the tag team titles on the pre-show. But what I would have done is taken the Cruiserweight title and put that on the pre-show and saved the club's tag title win for the actual card, so it looked like more of a big deal. They didn't do that. Is it too late for the club? I don't know. See, the thing is, the club came in shortly after AJ, and it was a big deal. And then when they split them up from AJ, I don't know. It just seemed like they went downhill from there. I didn't pay much attention to the Cruiserweight match. I don't really like the Cruiserweight guys. They don't seem to have much of a personality. So I have no opinion either way on that match. Kevin versus Roman was a good match. I'm glad Kevin Owens retained. I didn't want to see Roman with the title. I don't like Roman Reigns. To me, he's a Cena carbon copy. Now, the Cena and AJ Styles match, which I already did a video on. I'm not as mad as I was last night. You were getting fresh opinions on that. Now I've given it time to stew and to think about it. It was a really good match with a dog shit ending. Let's be honest. It was a really good match. When people use matches like these to say Cena's a good wrestler, oh, see? No, here's the difference, see. If you put Cena in there with the Big Show, you get a shit match. If you put Cena in there with Roman Reigns, you would probably get a shit match. If you put Cena in there with somebody who can't wrestle, Cena's not good enough to pick up the slack. But when you put Cena in there with somebody like a CM Punk or an AJ Styles or a Daniel Bryan, the match becomes really good because the opponent is really good. So that's what we in the wrestling business call carrying. Cena is able to be carried to a great match. He is. So, hey, he's better than some. Some can't even be carried. But Cena is able to be carried. He cannot have a great match with somebody who can't work. But he can be carried with someone who is a great worker. So the match was good, but it had a shit ending. If AJ would have won, I would have given it a perfect 10. Now it's like a 5. And I'll tell you why. Because Cena laid a really heavy promo on AJ on SmackDown last week, or this past SmackDown. So even Solomon Monster himself said, if Cena wins, it means nothing because he buried AJ. The only way that promo becomes special is if AJ is able to win. Now, what I thought was going to happen, there was a point where Cena hits an AA and AJ kicks out, and you hear the announcers, what's he got to do to put him away? I thought maybe they were going to do a Rock Austin type double turn, which happened similar to, I think it was WrestleMania 17. Did that happen? Yeah, I think it was 17 where they did the double turn. Again, this is all off the top of my head. The Rumble match itself had so much promise. You know, it was like more main eventers than any other Rumble in a match. Well, unless you count the earlier Rumbles in 90, 91, and 92, when there was no... See, back in the day, back when I was younger, there was no reward of you face the champion. The champion was actually in the Rumble. 92, it was for the title. It was the first time it ever happened. And then 93 was the first year when Yokozuna won that the winner would face the champion at Mania. And then it built from 93 on. But in the early days, 89, 90, 91, it was just a Rumble. Whoever won got the glory of being the winner, but got no actual no actual award for facing the champion. In fact, Hulk Hogan actually won 2 of the early Rumbles as the champion. Just a little bit of food for thought. But anyways, there's not much to say. It wasn't the worst card, but it was a card that had so much promise. So much good could have come from it, and nothing good came from it. I also want to do a few WrestleMania predictions, and you can tell me what you think. Again, this is not a full WrestleMania prediction thing, but I kind of have an idea. What I hope they do is have AJ win the title back at the Elimination Chamber. And that way it can be Randy Orton versus AJ Styles. If AJ wins the title back at Chamber, to me, I think they can have a good match. Because Randy is a good wrestler. Not a great wrestler. He's a good wrestler. See, Cena on his own is a terrible wrestler. And he can still have great matches with AJ. So if we take someone who's a good wrestler and put them in there with AJ, they will have a phenomenal match. To me, that has marquee value written all over it. I want them to put Bray Wyatt versus Braun Strowman at Mania. It's a good match. If Braun Strowman wins, then it's even better towards his push as a monster heel, because then he beat the leader of the group he was in. That's like the ultimate dominance right there. If you can beat the person who was your leader, that just bodes well for you. So that's what I'm hoping happens there. Now, I hope Kevin Owens is champion going into Mania. But from recent reports, they're saying that Goldberg's going to win the title at Fastlane, which is the Raw pay-per-view in before Mania. If Goldberg wins, I would like to see him drop it to Lesnar. Kinda. Because we know if Lesnar wins, we're going to get what we got last time, where he shows up sparingly. So if he drops it to Lesnar, give Lesnar his moment, have him drop the title the next night on Raw. I would like to see... Here's what I want to see. Picture this, y'all. Goldberg loses the title at Mania to Lesnar. Lesnar's in the ring with Paul Heyman, and Paul says, he's beaten everybody. He's finally conquered Goldberg. Basically do a promo similar to what The Rock did when Goldberg came out in 2003. Something similar to that. Have him come out and be like, he's beaten everybody. There's nobody he can't beat. So I'm going to lay out a challenge to anybody who has never faced Brock Lesnar. Come out here and you'll get a title match tonight. Samoa Joe comes out. Samoa Joe wins the title from Lesnar in like a dominant fashion. And that sets up a rematch in the future. If he gets a long run, which he should, Samoa Joe will have great matches with Kevin Owens. Great matches with Jericho, who's supposed to be leaving soon, I've heard. You gotta remember, he's got a band, Fozzy, which is actually really good. Their music is good. You should check it out. But I would like to see that happen at Mania as well. They could make a great Mania. They could have had a great Royal Rumble, but it's not too late. Just put the title back on AJ. Like I said, you can have Goldberg beat Kevin Owens, which I hope doesn't happen, but it's probably going to. You can have Goldberg beat him. You can have Brock beat Goldberg. And then give the title to somebody who deserves it. I think Samoa Joe would make a very believable and great champion. So now, I want to know if you agree with me. Like, subscribe, and share. I want you to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and share it. Share it with everybody. Share my brilliance with everybody. If you don't agree with me, you're wrong. But like, subscribe, and share. Push comments down below. Remember, this is Shady C, and I'm always right. People gotta learn this stuff.